Roger, roger.
It's unfair.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Hey guys, so I've got an interesting answer from the man himself in today's video, Mark Hamill, when asked by IGN what he thinks of Disney's version of Star Wars now that they're in charge, versus George's. He had this to say. Remember, George had an overall arc in the original trilogy. If he didn't have all the details, he had sort of an overall feel for where the three were going. But this one's more like a relay race. You run and hand the torch off to the next guy. He picks it up and goes. Rian didn't write what happens in 9. He was going to hand it off to, originally, Colin Trevorrow, and now JJ. So I couldn't agree more with this remark. George, as you know, wanted to create episode 1 to 9 in an arc, telling a whole story. It would have told the entire plot from start to finish, about the Skywalker family and the Force itself. Now, I released a video about a week or so ago about George announcing that he'd focus on the wills for the sequel trilogy, so 7, 8, 9. Focusing on the Force itself in those 3 films. Now, Disney's version is quite different. They have the Skywalker saga ending and passing the torch, or, lightsaber, down to the next generation, and so on and so on. With even some of the movies being written and directed by different people than the previous or sequel, like we had with Rian Johnson writing The Last Jedi, which didn't run on the same frequency or continuity that J.J. Abrams had written for The Force Awakens. I think this is a huge reason for the divergence in the franchise from the fans right now. It's all about what we're used to, right? We're used to Luke Skywalker having a certain role in the galaxy, and then with episode 7 we were digesting what we were given with Kylo and Rey and pretty much everything that's going on in the galaxy at this point. However, episode 8 strayed completely away from that and gave us something that definitely felt different from what JJ was building up. George has grown us up to love the Skywalker saga. Rian wrote it so Luke was more realistic in his vision of how a man would be at this age. Something to eloquently end his timeline and shift the focus onto Rey and the next set of Force users in the galaxy. Of course, this is completely different from what we've been led to believe for the last 40 or so years in legends and other stories, but that's what we got. I think, and the article writes a similar idea, that The Last Jedi was really just a canvas for Rian to test out what fans would like and what they wouldn't for his trilogy that he'll be making. I think JJ should have started episode 7 and finished the new trilogy entirely by himself, staying in continuity of his and Lucasfilm's ideas. The Last Jedi didn't answer anything from episode 7. We didn't see the Knights of Ren, we didn't learn about Snoke, we didn't learn about Rey's origins, and we didn't see Luke in action. These are all big things that fans wanted to see. Having had the last 40 years focused on the Skywalkers, it was tough for many, including myself, to digest what was going on in the movie. Now, it is said that JJ won't be fixing or changing anything from The Last Jedi, so we'll be continuing on with the story from where it ended, with Luke vanishing. Now, that doesn't mean we won't see Skywalker again. I'm hopeful that we will, and honestly, I can't see them not putting him in there, judging how much backlash the fans gave when Luke vanished. Just imagine an episode 9 without Luke. Be weird. So let me know what you guys' thoughts are on what Mark had to say, and which do you like more, George Lucas' Star Wars or Disney Star Wars so far? I think there's still tons of time for us to see what the new owners have in store for us. Thanks for watching today's video, everyone, and I will see you all in the next episode of Star Wars Theory. Until then, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, remember,
The Force will be with you always.